One split second. That's all it takes for everything to change. Imagine walking out of your house, car keys in hand, ready for an ordinary day, when suddenly death strikes from the shadows. A 4-foot cobra, hood raised, fangs ready, lunging straight at you. There's no time to run, no time to scream, no time to think. But in that impossible moment, someone does think, someone acts, someone places themselves between you and death without a single thought for their own survival. This is the story of Rocky, a dog who faced down one of nature's deadliest predators to save the person he loved most in the world. And what happened next will show you the true meaning of loyalty, courage, and the unbreakable bond between humans and their dogs. October 15th, 2025, started like any other Tuesday afternoon in Ethathuwa, Alapura, Kerala. Thushara, a resident of the Thotugataville family, was preparing to leave for Nedumbassery Airport. Her husband, Subhash Krishna, was returning home from working abroad in the Middle East, and she was excited to pick him up. It was supposed to be a joyful reunion after weeks apart. She grabbed her keys, checked the time, and stepped out of her house into the yard. Everything seemed normal, peaceful, ordinary. But danger was already there, coiled and waiting against the wall of her home. The cobra was massive, measuring 4 feet long. A deadly spectacle cobra, with enough venom to kill a human within hours if left untreated. As Thushara walked toward her vehicle, the snake detected her movement. In an instant, the cobra raised its hood in the characteristic threatening display that signals imminent attack. Time seemed to slow down as the venomous serpent lunged toward Thushara, its fangs bared, moving with the lightning speed that makes cobra strikes so devastatingly effective. In that frozen moment of terror, Thushara's life hung in the balance. But she wasn't alone in that yard. Rocky, the family's loyal dog, had been nearby, watching over the property as he always did. He saw the cobra before Thushara even realized the danger she was in. He saw the hood rise, saw the lunge begin. And in that microsecond, where most creatures would flee from such a deadly predator, Rocky made a different choice. Without hesitation, without any thought for his own safety, Rocky launched himself between Thushara and the striking cobra. The collision was fierce and immediate. Rocky intercepted the cobra's attack, taking the strike that was meant for his beloved owner. The battle had begun, and there would be no retreat, no surrender, no backing down. What happened next was a fight for survival, unlike anything the quiet neighborhood had ever witnessed. Rocky and the cobra engaged in a desperate, violent struggle. The snake, one of the most feared predators in India, fought with all its deadly arsenal. Its venomous fangs found their mark not once, but 3 times, sinking deep into Rocky's body and pumping lethal toxin into his bloodstream. Each bite should have been enough to stop him, to send him fleeing or collapsing in agony. But Rocky didn't stop. Through the pain, through the venom coursing through his veins, through the burning agony of multiple snake bites, Rocky continued fighting. His only thought was protecting Thushara. His only goal was eliminating the threat that had dared to attack his family. The fierce combat continued, and Rocky's determination never wavered. He fought with every ounce of strength he possessed, driven by an instinct deeper than self-preservation, a loyalty that transcended fear and pain. Finally, in an act of incredible force and courage, Rocky killed the cobra. The deadly serpent that had threatened his owner lay motionless, its head torn apart by Rocky's powerful jaws. The threat was eliminated. Thushara was safe. The mission was accomplished, and only then, with his family protected and the danger neutralized, did Rocky collapse. The venom had done its terrible work, and the brave dog who had saved his owner's life now lay unconscious. His own life hanging by a thread. When Thushara emerged after hearing the commotion, the scene before her was both horrifying and heartbreaking. The dead cobra lay in the yard, and Rocky, her faithful protector, lay collapsed beside it, barely breathing. She immediately realized what had happened, understood the sacrifice Rocky had made, and knew that every second counted if she was going to save his life. She quickly called Subhash at the airport to tell him what had happened. His response was immediate and absolute. He told Thushara not to come to the airport, not to worry about picking him up, to focus entirely on saving Rocky's life. Nothing else mattered. The reunion could wait. Rocky couldn't. Thushara rushed Rocky to the veterinary hospital in Haripad, following guidance from Dr. Mary Kunju of Kalarkodu Veterinary Hospital. But Rocky's condition was critical, far more serious than the local facility could handle. He had sustained 3 venomous cobra bites, and the poison was spreading through his system. Time was running out. The medical team made the urgent decision to transfer Rocky to Vets and Pets Multinational Hospital in Manjari, Thiruvala, a specialized facility equipped to handle such severe cases. The race against death had begun, and a dedicated team of veterinary professionals was about to wage their own battle to save Rocky's life. At the Thiruvala Hospital, a remarkable team of veterinarians led by surgeon Dr. Bibin Prakash, along with Dr. Siddharth, Dr. Nima and Dr. Litti, took over Rocky's care. What they faced was a dog who had sustained multiple venomous bites from one of India's deadliest snakes, whose system was flooded with neurotoxic and cardiotoxic venom, and whose chances of survival were uncertain at best. But these veterinary professionals were fighters too, and they weren't about to let Rocky's heroism end in tragedy. They worked with intense dedication, administering anti-venom, providing supportive care, monitoring his vital signs, and fighting alongside Rocky as he battled the poison trying to shut down his body. Meanwhile, Subhash Krishna, who had just landed at Nedumbassery Airport, expecting a joyful reunion with his wife, instead went directly to the veterinary hospital in Thiruvala. The joy of returning home had been replaced by fear for Rocky's life and gratitude for the dog who had saved his wife from a cobra attack. When Subhash arrived at the hospital and saw Rocky fighting for his life, the reality of what could have happened hit him with full force. If Rocky hadn't been there, if he hadn't acted with such speed and courage, if he hadn't placed himself between Thushara and that striking cobra, Subhash might have returned home to tragedy instead of heroism. Rocky had given everything to prevent that outcome. The veterinary team's relentless efforts began to pay off. Slowly, gradually, against the odds, Rocky started to respond to treatment. His vital signs stabilized. The venom's effects began to diminish. The brave dog, who had faced down a cobra and won, who had taken 3 venomous bites and kept fighting, was beginning to recover. News of Rocky's heroism spread quickly through the neighborhood and beyond. Neighbors who had heard about the incident came forward to express their admiration, calling Rocky a true hero and marveling at his courage. In a region where cobra encounters are unfortunately not uncommon, Rocky's actions stood out as something extraordinary, a reminder of the incredible bond between dogs and their families, and the lengths to which our faithful companions will go to protect us. Rocky's story resonated far beyond his local community. It became a powerful reminder of what dogs are capable of when those they love are in danger. Dogs don't calculate odds, don't weigh their chances of survival, don't hesitate when their family needs them. They act on pure instinct, on unconditional love, on a loyalty so deep it transcends their own survival instinct. Rocky exemplified all of this in one heroic moment. He saw danger, assessed the threat in a fraction of a second, and made a choice that saved a life while nearly costing his own. As Rocky continues his recovery, surrounded by the love of the family he protected, and the skilled care of the veterinary team who fought to save him. His story serves as an inspiration and a testament to the extraordinary nature of our canine companions. He didn't wear a cape or possess superpowers. He was just a dog who loved his family, who stood guard over his home, and who, when the moment of truth arrived, proved that the strongest force in the world isn't venom, or fangs, or size, it's loyalty. Rocky faced down a deadly cobra not because he was fearless, but because protecting Thushara mattered more than his fear. That's not just bravery, that's love, in its purest, most powerful form. So here's a question for you. Has your pet ever protected you or someone you love from danger, big or small? Share your story in the comments, because these moments deserve to be celebrated and remembered. And don't forget to follow us to join our pet lovers family. See you in the next story.